Hello, my name is John.
And I'm Nikki, and we are the bosses next door.
That's right. So everybody talks about businesses and starting from the scratch and growing them from nothing, right? Just bootstrapping it. But there is other ways, right? And we've done both. We've bootstrapped it and we've bought companies that are pre-existing.
Yes.
And I guess the questions that nobody really asks, or we didn't really know about before we bought this company, right? Like, is it faster? Is it better? Is it all upside?
Is it really a cheat code to
Yes.
just go in and buy something?
Do you think it's a cheat code?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I think it was interesting because when you started from nothing and you build it up, you know everything that's happening. When we bought something and we go into, you're acquiring other people's problems that you don't necessarily see or they don't necessarily recognize until you get into it. You lift the hood. Fair?
Say that again.
Yes.
You're buying other people's problems. Oh, if we had only known what we know now.
Right. And then so you go in and you believe that the systems are ready or to go or are good and that this, that, and the other, and then you get into it and you realize like the systems they have are not the same systems that we've put in place in all of our other companies. So then now you're taking your business partners, if you have business partners, or if you took over, our case we have business partners, and now you're having to basically conform and say, listen, I understand what you did here, but this way works better, and here's why. Versus when we started ourselves, we made lots of mistakes, but we built on those mistakes, right? We fixed it and kept going. Now it's like you're almost having to convince another party, like, no, this is why we should be doing it this way.
Yeah, and I think when you're building it and you can make those changes and pivot and do the things that you need to do to make it successful, you get to see what's wrong and how it's broken.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to say that it's broken. It just doesn't go as smooth as it could.
Yeah.
Right? It's not bad. It's not wrong, but it's how are we going to make it better?
Yeah. And the buzzword right now is like everybody gets like funding, private equity and all that stuff. It's 1% of the companies actually get outside funding, private equity. This is a version of how they got funding is us buying into it, right? We came in, we saw what the potential was and we bought into it. But yeah, once you get into it, like you realize like, man, it's not always rosy, right? Everybody puts their best foot forward when you're like trying to do this transaction and the deal. Because there's a lot of money involved. There's just a lot, right? And they have like expectations that they maybe not verbalize. You maybe assume things. I think I learned a lot. We asked the questions, but we didn't like potentially verify all the questions. And we assumed when we asked that like that was everything that was laid out. Mm-hmm. And that's not always the case.
I think we didn't know what all questions to ask. I think we asked some outside parties before we did it to see if we were on the right track, and we were. But looking back now, gosh, hindsight is something else, because I definitely would have said, well, I need to see documentation on that, or I'd like to see how this has looked over the last 8 to 12 months. Yeah. And I didn't look at specific things that I think would have helped us along the way.
Absolutely right. Yeah, I think... the world of handshakes, I think, has kind of gone out the door, right? I still think the product is amazing, and the product has a ton. Nikki and I have put a ton of work into it.
And we work with really good people.
Really
I think
good people.
We have a really good team all the way around.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's just like the way we've been through this multiple times, and we understand why processes and procedures are so important, even though it's very boring to put together. Like why you do it. What's your sales process? What's your marketing process? How are you hiring, firing, all the things?
Where does the data live?
Yes.
Yeah.
That part has been very, very interesting. So I think there is avenues, right? You fast track it, yes, because they already have customers, they already have money coming in, they already have potentially a name behind it, versus when you start in the beginning, that 2 to 3 years, like most companies don't even turn a profit for 2 to 3 years. You're working 60, 80 hours, if not more, trying to get it off the ground. And then once you get it off the ground, you have some success. It's just a matter of, can you keep your foot on the pedal or do you back off? And I feel like a lot of people who start it back off too early.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I think we've seen that a lot too with people we've met along the way. There's a lot of ambitious people that we talk to who have grown their businesses and continue to do so.
Yep.
But there's also the other side of that where, well, I got to 400, 500,000. I'm good right here.
Yeah.
And then you slow off and it's like, cool. If that fits what your need is, that's great.
Your lifestyle or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's from the building from scratch part is like, there's a different sacrifice to get where you're trying to get. It typically is probably going to be a slower path. I mean, it took us a long time to get Little John's going. CallBoss is like on this, I feel like we really rebuilt it, a lot of it this year. Like the way we're structuring things, the way we're doing our marketing, the way we're doing what we're doing. But it's not an overnight success, right? So I think building it is like, it's the long-term game. It's not the short game. It's not what you see on TV or ads or whatever. Like, oh man, in 6 to 12 months, I turned myself, I'm a whatever.
Everybody's doing that. Everybody's flossing for the camera, right? And they're not letting people see the actual grind behind everything. How long did it actually take you to get the Lamborghini? You know what I'm saying? And that's just one piece of it. That may not be important to some people, but it's quick and flashy, and people see it, and they're like, I want to do that too.
Yeah. Shiny object syndrome. When really like the in and out, the boring is what like typically is the answer.
Yeah.
Right? Because like lawn care was not what we thought we were going to be into, but it was a low barrier entry and it was rinse and repeat. We just worked our butts off and got it to a level to where, okay, this is how it goes. This is why we're being successful with it. And this is how we move forward.
Yeah.
Is that
exactly.
fair? Mm-hmm. So building it, I think if you're going to build it, that's awesome. Build it. But like, just know that you're a nobody in there in a sea of sharks and you have to like work yourself through it. If you're buying in, you know, we talked about it a little bit, but you're buying in, you're already buying a name. You're already buying some reputation. You're already in something that's already moving. Now you have to put your stamp on it. And what I mean by that is like, does it align with what you're trying to do? What's the goal of buying it? Is it being an absentee owner, which typically isn't the case? Is it building it to turn around and sell it? Is it to build it because you have this great idea that's going to fit in the rest of your companies? Like, what is the reason you're in there? Because it is different. It is different than starting. But you're, like we said before, you're inheriting other people's problems.
Yeah.
And you have to figure that out. Is that worth it? It's worth it for a lot of people, right? Because it's an instant business. You have like a name behind it. You know, if you do it right, it's going to carry itself.
Well, I feel like the bigger companies, like just in the landscape world, right? Like the Bright Views and the what have yous. Those are all the ones that come in and scoop up the little guys and just turn it into their own and keep it moving. But they've done it so many times and they have such deep pockets. It's an easier transition to do that. To whereas like when we bought into a company, we're still putting in blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I mean? We're in it to win it and try to help move it to the next level and grow what's there.
Yeah. Well, I think it's too, right? Like, I think it's not passive, right? You're buying, you're getting in. We wrote checks for that. We funded it ourselves, us buying this company. In doing so, it brings a lot of other issues to the table, right? Like financially puts stress on everything. You know, you're getting it. Now you're making a ton of changes to try to get it ready for what we believe is the next stage of it. Mm-hmm. So you're just, it's not a passive deal. It's a very active, engaged, getting this thing going.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
For sure.
So, and then we talk about you inherit everything. And integration is real work. You know, we have things that we use currently and we want to move those things over to what we bought into, but like, it's not just a matter of flipping a switch one to the other. It's like, does this information transfer over to the new system? Does the new system do it like the old system does? And if it doesn't, why doesn't it? Is it better in the new system? The new system need improvements? Like there's all these nuances that I think you don't necessarily, we didn't, because you brought out Bright Views and all those other ones. They have a playbook on how they buy people out.
Yeah.
Didn't
and
know
how
exactly
they
what's
turn
gonna
it and
happen.
set it up, and
Yeah.
you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ours was like, yeah, we can work harder.
Yeah. I mean, because we saw room for improvement or change to
Yep.
make it even better. But in doing that, like, I didn't realize once we bought in to help improve what we were doing that I also was going to be part of well, you need to maybe be a part of the sales team and be a part of the marketing team and be a part of the invoice team. You know what I mean? Like, there's different areas in that. And my original thought by getting into it was we're going to help build something great. But I didn't know I was also going to have like a lot of hats in that structure. It already existed, and I thought we were going to go into it and build on it and make it better. I already have 2 other companies that I'm trying to do a lot in, and I just thought differently. And now I know it was laid out, we had a plan, and I just don't think, again, I asked enough questions to be strategic with my plan to know where my time was going to be best spent.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I got to jump back in and figure out a couple different things that are going to take me away from Little John's, take me away from CallBoss to give it the time it needs over here. And I don't have, we all have 24 hours, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think what it has forced me out of one of the companies. Not completely, but it's getting me close to where, like, it's doing so well. There's guardrails on it. There's things we're checking, but, like, it's doing really well. I think there's a piece we're going to have to add to it, but I think I can almost step away from it and let it kind of do its deal. And like I said, put some guardrails on it and move myself over. The problem is that, like, you know, Little John's and CallBoss self-fund itself. Like, it does all its own marketing. It does all these things. This other one can't as of yet, right? So it's like trying to be very strategic and plan and figure out, like, okay, you know, like, oh, just go do booths. You guys should just go do booths. I'm like, okay, well, like, how does that get paid for, right? That booth's $3,000 to $5,000. There's 3 days at a different city. There's hotels,
print
food.
marketing materials. I need swag for the table. I need all of these things that add up, and it's not funded for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, we slowly did that for CallBoss year after year, and every year we added in a little piece that we could afford to add in. It wasn't just go have a grand booth that we have now. And I'm not saying that's what they expect from us, but it takes time to do that when you don't have venture capital.
Yeah.
And so we have to figure that out.
Yeah, so you're not starting from zero, right? What you're really buying is time. You are buying time because, like, to develop all that would take forever. Mm-hmm. What we bought was existing frustrations, a built product, which is great, a customer base to grow from, which is great.
And we brought that to the table too. We have an existing client base that may be interested in moving over to what we're building.
Yeah.
There's a right time to do it though, and we're not in that time right now, so it'll be soon.
Yep. Yeah.
And I can't guarantee that people are going to jump ship from what they have. It's a lot of work to change software. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everybody's going to be willing, but we can definitely try to assist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I know acquisition is like a growing trend, right? But the reality is it's a very small group that actually is doing it, especially outside funding. Funding it ourselves was, I don't know, it was good and bad, right? Like, we control a lot of that, but it also, you know, it is very stressful doing that.
We know people who've bought multiple smaller companies to incorporate into their own, or bought companies in different arenas, still service-based, but not what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting to see how that's going to play out. Do you end up keeping all those companies? Can you keep all those doors open? Just because it's a good deal and it seems like it might be the right time to buy, are you going to be able to make it all happen and still keep everything going that's already your original start?
But we know people who've bought multiple companies and have crashed and burned.
Yeah.
right? Because you have one great one going, and then you go, oh man, I've done so well at this. You go buy the next one, you go buy one, or you go buy two more, and they can't stand on their own two legs. So now the first company who's doing well is funding the rest of those companies to try to get them going, which is a vicious cycle. And then next thing you know, like when one starts crumbling, they all start crumbling, because the one that's paying everything out, man, it has a hiccup or something goes wrong, it doesn't have the cash flow anymore to support itself.
Right.
That's the part people forget.
Right. It's scary. Like it could be detrimental when you think it's going to be very opportunistic or whatever.
Lucrative or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess so when nobody tells you about buying, right? It's not passive. You inherit everything. The learning curve is different. Not smaller, it's just different. Because learning curve, great, we have it, it's already built in, but now you have to learn the system. You have to learn what works, what doesn't work, what people are using, what features are people not using.
How people work, because we already know how our people work in both companies. Now we're learning how other people work.
Yeah.
Right? What is their skill set? But also, how do they receive information? It's a whole new communication game. And are they easily offended? Am I stepping on toes? Like all of that comes into play too. They've been in it for 10 years. Now you're coming in, right? How are you disrupting the flow?
Yeah, absolutely right. So I think it's a bigger one than we probably originally thought, right?
Yeah,
because we almost bought a landscape company that we were going to just roll into Little John's, and that was going to double us almost. And I think about those headaches, but we know that industry.
Yeah.
Now we jumped in an industry I had no idea about. We had an idea, but we just don't. It's not our forte.
It was probably good timing that we didn't acquire the other landscape company, because with this other company that we're already trying to work with, that's 3. You bring in that other landscape company to double our size. We need more. We need more help.
Yeah.
So
that's very true. The bootstrapping piece. We didn't do it with venture capitals, no investors, no pitch deck, just an idea, ran out of money, needed to figure it out, right? That's why we got into landscaping. That was the bootstrap part. It was we just too dumb to fail is what we joke about, but you just get up every day and not give up. Yeah. That's what bootstrapping is, I think. Learning from mistakes. We hired a marketing person, Tabor. And Tabor and Dorsey, they're going to be working a lot together. And she made a comment, Tabor made a comment I'm so afraid to mess up. And I'm like, oh, you're going to mess up. We all mess up, right? But it's how do you react once you mess up? Do you own it, figure out what the mess up was, and pivot and fix? Or do you just I'll slide that off to the corner and not really say anything? And then, because if you do, it becomes a bigger problem, right? Mm-hmm. I said we all make mistakes. When you and I started the first business, we made a lot of mistakes. A lot. And then we got the second business going. We made a lot less mistakes because we learned from the first time.
Right.
Now we have this third one that we acquired, and it's different because we see stuff in there that needs to be changed or fixed or whatever. It's just getting into it and fixing it.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so most businesses worldwide are self-funded, right? It's just bootstraps. That's how majority of people do it. And I think that is the most common.
I feel it's the more the product-based ones that get more venture capital. If you have something you're trying to sell and you need big production to make this product and get it out to the masses, you need a lot more venture capital than we would for landscaping. We just need some hardworking people and some equipment that's not very expensive.
Yeah, it's true. That works. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the bootstrapping is okay. Would you rather? Would you rather bootstrap it again, or would you rather buy something that's already built?
Bootstrap.
Yeah?
Just because I think we have the don't quit and we have the problem solving, we will figure it out. And so when we do it ourselves and we do it our way and we agree, like it's always good. And I'm not saying that the acquisition isn't good, right? That partnership is good. It's just different, has different challenges. But when it's just you and I, and we're going to do it together, we're going to make it happen. So I vote that.
Got it. All right. So would you rather?
You didn't answer. What's yours?
Me?
Yes.
I think bootstrapping it, like if I could do it all over and I had the money, bootstrapping it's good because if I have my mind now versus not then,
Yeah.
and some money, I think bootstrap because you could get really niche in what you're trying to get accomplished, and you could use a lot of technology to really move you forward. I think buying it'd have to be a pretty like, I don't know.
We'd know what questions to ask this time if we were going to buy.
That's right.
Yep.
Learning lesson.
There you go.
All right. Would you rather build a business for 3 years or buy into one tomorrow?
Depends what it is. You know, if I bought into a laundromat, turnkey, okay.
Yeah.
But if I had to build it for 3 years,
Yep.
yeah, I think I'd go with the other one. Because just at this stage of the game and age and where we're at, I don't know if I'd want to do that again right now. I'd probably do like a boring business purchase.
Got it.
But not like with additional people.
Our own.
We would buy it. Yeah, it would be ours.
I agree with that. Which is probably not that far down the road for us, actually.
Fair.
Yeah, I would do the same. I'd probably buy something that's super boring, repetitive, I think is what I would do. Hire 10 people or acquire software that does the work.
Acquire software that does the work.
Same.
Yeah.
I think so, same. I think tech is coming so fast that we have to be prepared for it.
There's a lot of pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. Start from zero with a great idea or buy something proven with problems to fix.
Depends what it is. If it's a great idea, we'd start from zero.
Yeah. I think that the problem with the great idea is like I've had those great ideas and I couldn't get anybody to believe in it.
We don't need that anymore. We believe in each other.
Hey. So I think that if I knew what I knew now and had the money, like I would just go from zero.
Can we get like 10 years back? Can we go back 10 years?
Own 100% of something small or part of something already growing?
100% of something small.
Yeah?
Because we can grow it. I don't need a fast track that way. I'm capable. You're capable. We can do it.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm kind of torn on that one, but because we were involved in a big startup when we were young, as in we were hired in and then learned a lot behind the curtain about like raising huge amount of money and like what it really operate. Like that was awesome. I know you hated that job.
I was just a worker bee.
I love that. It was so much fun.
You were a worker bee that got behind the scenes knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, I really learned a lot. But that's all right. Go through year one again or skip it and deal with what comes with buying in.
Say that again.
It says go through 1 year again. Oh, you'll go through year one again. So like if we start all over, or skip it and deal with what comes with buying in.
Year one again.
I think if I knew what I knew now, year one would be totally different.
It'd be smooth. Yeah. But even our year one, that was rough. Okay, yeah, I did want to get fired every day. But we still made it through. And I think we set a good foundation. It got better 2, 3, 4 years down the road, an even better foundation. But I don't think we did bad the first year.
The first year was tough because like just knowing that if I don't produce, we're gonna lose the house we're in. We rented, but it was like if I cannot pull this stuff off, like we are going to lose something. And I think having your back against the wall is like the right way, because having your back against the wall was the way that there's no alternative.
Right,
and
there's
I think,
no fail in that.
No, and I think it's just a side note to all that. I think that's why a lot of companies fail is because like it's not an all or nothing. They have something to fall back on. You didn't have a job. You know, I was the sole.
Well, I mean, I had a part-time job.
Part-time. What were you doing then?
I was working at the school because the kids were small.
Yeah, but I was the main winner and breadwinner, and like, you know, a lot of things went our way. I think a lot of things went our way. So,
as Ernie said, be careful what you pray for.
Man, Ernie was awesome.
It did go our way. We had a lot of people in our corner rooting for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. On a total side note, do you ever think about that? I thought about that this morning. So I normally go work out at 3:30 in the morning, but like we have meetings early. So I end up having to go walk because I can cut it short. Mm-hmm. I just actually was thinking about that this morning. If you look at like when we started and like all the things that had a line, I bought a truck that she got really pissed off about.
We didn't have no money for the truck.
We didn't have the money. It was like, I think I was selling for $3,000 or $4,000. I offered him $1,000. He laughed. Called me back, sold to me for $1,000.
Yeah.
Right before like, I worked for a roofing company and then they laid everybody off. Like, it was a couple weeks after that, right?
Like 2, yeah.
Yeah. And so we'd already started the LLC. Then I think about like Nate Stanton, who lets us borrow all the equipment because we had no equipment. The guys that came and helped me do my first job. Mm-hmm. Like I think about all those things. We met with, with Rick. And then so, you know, good and bad. That relationship was good and bad, but it did get us in front of a guy named Bryson.
Right.
It took Bryson. Bryson took a liking to us because we just worked really hard.
Yeah.
And we tried to make what Bryson needed, we tried to make happen like right away.
Right.
Bryson opened the door for us, man, and just like we did cleanups and all the other things. It was just
perfect timing, and by the grace of God, the doors opened that needed to. Right. Life group, we were in life group, heavy into the church at that time, and we were serving and all these things, and everyone in life group was praying for us. Everybody was like cheering us on, and God's going to do it, and won't he do it? Because he did, and we made it through. And then, you know, word of mouth, we started getting more clients. Yeah. We didn't even advertise very much those first couple years.
Yeah, we didn't start advertising like till year 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then Brian's the one that like pushed us to do it. Mm-hmm. You built our first website.
Yeah.
And then like it's just you look back and like amazing, right? So like we go through all those things. We're in a really nice house that we got because of COVID, right? We lived in it. Trying to buy it. COVID happens. The guy owns it, Bryson, like gave us an opportunity to buy this house. Fair?
Right. Yes.
And then Bryson, we got in the house. It was amazing. Like I look at all these things that have happened through us. Like it's just like hard work and determination, right?
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong answer to buy versus start.
Yeah.
You just have to understand like they have their different challenges.
They do.
If you start it from the ground, it's going to take a lot of work, and it's you, and no, for 2 to 3 plus years, it's not going to make any money.
Correct. Fair? Yes.
If you buy into it, yes, it might hold its own, but now you're dealing with a whole other set of problems, and you still have to get it to the way that you feel that it should be running, or be open to ideas on how to change it.
Right. I think it's important that people that start the businesses look for the network to be able to find someone who can help you, who's been there and done it, because then you can fast track some of those headaches.
Yeah.
If they lay out kind of like, this is what I did and helped me, or I use this network or this software or this learning group, something to help you do better and like set yourself up the right way to begin with, can make the first and second years a lot easier.
Yeah, because I think that's a great point. Read. There's so much information out there.
Right.
Read, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks. Go find the group like Nikki's talking about. Mm-hmm. We found the Academy, which is done by Jonathan. That was year 2.
Yep.
And like we fought about it because we literally did not have the money to do it. Mm-mm. And we got into it, and it was like, I just remember sitting at the table and just learning. And
our parents are like, why are you paying for that? You don't have any money. Why are you paying for that?
Yeah.
We just had to.
Man, we had to take it.
Yeah.
And you look at the success rate in that group is pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. It's pretty amazing. So,
right. So find the right people.
Exactly right. Find the right people, get involved. Like, don't be the fly on the wall. Like, be a fly on the wall, but you have something to add, try to contribute to that group, because it makes it more valuable, right? They feel like you have something to add to it. Then they're like, oh man, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And like, I'm not afraid to talk to people. And like, we made a lot of friends there.
Right.
And really learned like, this is, here's a shortcut. You be stuck on a problem. I've talked to this on Jonas. And then you just make a phone call and somebody's like, oh yeah, man, have you tried this or this?
Right.
So just know buying is one way. Buying a business way, it just has its own difficulties, right?
Yes.
It's not a shortcut on hard work. And like bootstrapping, and just know that you're a nobody. You have to make a name for yourself, whatever that product is.
Right.
Or service.
I agree.
Fair?
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Are you good? All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you listening.
We'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.